All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over the mix for Call You Right Back. This was a song that was on our Come to DMG album. We made that basically as a collaboration album amongst several artists. You should go check that out. It's again called Come to DMG, and it's got various artists, but it'll be under Superhindo and Ryan Olsen on streaming platforms. Today, the song Call You Right Back is what we're looking at, and it has Matt Lucas and Diari on it. Interesting story about the song. Basically, when we were going to put it on there, Matt had did an entire entire song for it, and then we were going to just take his second verse off, and just add Diari onto the song because we wanted like a feature. That was the whole point of the album, was to have collaboration. So we wanted a feature. And then also a female named Angie is the person who made the beat. Phenomenal beat producer. And everybody just loved the beat. Everybody loved the song. So I just wanted to get into it, get into the mixing of it, and let you see everything. Side note, I did all this at our studio that we had in Bartlett, Tennessee, but we don't have it anymore. And so some of this session just looks kind of weird because it was done on a different system. Like that is Ryan's system at his current home, but now I'm having to use like some of the inputs and outputs, but it's just not accurate. But I have the session. It's just not a little accurate. So if I run into some issues, that's why I haven't looked at the session in forever. So just preferencing you with that. All right. But anyways, let's get into it. First off, from what I remember, basically from the beginning, what I did was I pulled up the first half of the beat. And when I was working on this with Matt, what we ended up doing is we wanted to have the beginning of the beat just sound very like nostalgic sounding and almost like kind of like a tape feel to it. So when you hear the beginning, that's why we did that. And then we just had Matt's vocal just kind of in the background. And then he really gets into like his first verse. So just check this out.
I just hit a Blanco, he said let's go out and get it.
All right, so just to go over that part, as you can see, I just had this FabFilter Pro Q3 on there, and looks like around 200, it's like 180 something. I did like this curve right here, and the curve was specifically because of the sounds in the beat. Looks like there was the hi-hats and the snare. I was trying to cut those out, so I dropped them right there. Looks like around 49, 28 hertz, about 9 dB. And then right here, I just did that rounded off at 332 hertz. And basically just making sure that everything sounded like more crisp, but also like doled out at the same time. Because I didn't want it to sound too dull. I wanted the beat to still kind of stick out, but I needed to get rid of everything that was going to like kind of pop and click out too much. I didn't want that to be too hard. And as you can see, I faded that out as well. So I just faded this part out so that it just kind of like slowly went out. Then brought the whole thing back in.
Like that shot calling like me, I'ma call you right back. I'ma take my shots. Just Angie on the track.
And right here, it sounds like Matt is like, well, And I don't know if he did that on purpose or if he messed up, but I left it in there. It sounds cool. And I don't even know if I even asked him, but yeah, it's just, this is one of those things. Like sometimes in songs, you just leave parts in there because it sounds good. Like whether it was on purpose or not, it sounded good. So just leave it in there. There's one thing I've always learned is always be recording. Like if you are the engineer, always be recording. So anytime the artist is like practicing or doing something, just hit record. Like it doesn't cost you anything. It's not costing you money to record. It's just a little extra work. And you have no idea what might happen during that recording. So artist, if you are working with an engineer, just tell them to just keep recording. Like if you are practicing into the microphone, tell them to hit record. And if you're an engineer and the artist is practicing into the microphone, hit record. And then just save that, in Pro Tools, you can playlist. So just playlist that take, or in Luna, as I'm showing you, like just make a new track and do that playlisting type thing where you can hide the actual track. Like just do that. Always be recording and save pretty much anything unless the artist is just like, no, delete that. Even if they say delete it, you can keep it if you want to, but like those types of things make a big difference. It changes the entire song.
You ain't really ballin' like that, shot calling like me. I'ma call you right back.
And I can see I have no plugins on this vocal. Like I don't have anything. Well, I've got like a delay and a reverb. It's being sent to.
You ain't really ballin' like that, shot calling like me. I'ma call you.
But that's it. I don't know why it's like that, honestly. And again, it could be because, as I said, like I transferred this from the studio session. And so some plugins might be different. Like this is an old session. I think we made this in like 2022. It's an old session. So some of the plugins I've changed and all that kind of stuff. I guess to give you an overview as well, I'll go ahead and, but pretty much all my plugins are usually the same. As you can see, I've got pretty much Pro Q3 for all the EQs. Looks like I've got Echo Boy for the delay. I have Valhalla Vintage Verb for the reverb. LA2A Gray specifically for compression. Pro DS for Fab Filter. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I got a Pull Tech for Matt's main vocal. Again, don't know why I don't have that on any of Diari's vocals, but it is what it is. Looks like on the mix bus, I put the Better Maker EQ, Pro C compression, Pro L2. Then we got decibel to checking levels. All right, let's get back into what's going on in here.
Angie on the track. I just hit a Blanco, he said let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said my nigga I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas IH hitting licks. They might hit your grandma crib for dough to get it quick. We was out here grinding from the moon to see the sun. Stevie Wonder breasts they hit so you don't see the funds. That's a humble hustle, I don't flex my muscle so from.
All right, so as you can see, looks like I've got this rounded off starting at about 40, it's like 44, and then it rounds off. Got a peak up here at 437, and it's got a -2 dB cut. It looks like I got a cut. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the 437 with a -2 cut. What is? Oh, it doesn't show me unless I click on it. And then I have another cut at 616, like -1 dB, and then I also have another cut here at 4,183 hertz, and negative 1.33. So that's what, let me mute these other plugins so you can hear just what the EQ sounds like.
Angie on the track. I just hit it.
I'm also going to mute the beat so you can hear just what the main vocal was. Oh, and what we recorded was the, shoot, it's called like the HA something. I think it has a longer title, but it's Heritage Audio. It's like a 1073 emulation. This is the hardware. So this is the analog hardware preamp that we used. Is like an Heritage Audio 73. And it's the microphone we used was the U89. Same microphone that I have right here. This same exact microphone, one we used for this song and the whole album. But that going into that Heritage Audio preamp, and then again it's a 1073 emulation, and then from there it was going into a distressor, again analog hardware, and then from the distressor was going into the Apollo 16. So that was the recording chain for this. But again, this is the vocal raw. I just got the EQ on there. Well, let me take the EQ off so you can hear how that sounds as well.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car. Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas, IH hitting licks. They might hit your grandma crib for dough to get it quick. We was out here grinding from the moon to see the sun. Stevie Wonder breasts they hit so you don't see the funds. That's a humble hustle, I don't flex my muscles so. From all this work we did to wake up just to get some more. I don't like the flexing, that shit overrated. And I don't like your bitch cause that hoe overrated. It took some time to find it, I was over patient. I took my time, I saw how niggas overstated. One day I'ma drive fast cars. And when I throw the dough, she'll twerk the ass for it.
All right, and then now I'm going to put some more of the plugins on. This is just with the EQ.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas, IH hitting licks.
I'm going to toggle them on and off, so with the EQ and without.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas, IH hitting licks. They might hit your grandma crib for dough to get it quick. We was out here grinding from the moon to see the sun. Stevie Wonder breasts they hit so you don't see the funds. That's a humble hustle, I don't flex my muscles so. From all this work we did to wake up just to get some more.
Very subtle. You can just barely hear the differences, but that's music. Like, you just have to listen closely, listen to what you want to cut out, and also look at what you're cutting out. Like, that's the beauty of these EQs nowadays, is like you can see what's going on. You can see clearly what's going on. So pay attention. Pay attention to that stuff. Listen and look. All right, this is with the LA2A Gray.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas, IH hitting licks. They might hit your grandma crib for dough to get it quick. We was out here grinding from the moon to see the sun. Stevie Wonder breasts they hit so you don't see the funds. That's a humble hustle, I don't flex my muscles so. From all this work we did to wake up just to get some more. I don't like the flexing, that shit overrated. And I don't like your bitch cause that hoe overrated. It took some time to find it, I was over patient. I took my time, I saw how niggas overstated. One day I'ma drive fast cars. And when
I just think that LA2A Gray specifically just has such a nice tone to it. It definitely gives it like a thickness that allows it to just come out and just be bold. I think that sometimes vocals really get pushed out more. Even like me recording at home on the Apollo with the U89, I can hear a major difference between the U89 into the Apollo Even with the plugins I use the 1073 and the TubeTech CL1B Mark II. Those are the plugins I record into. I can hear a massive difference between that plugin chain and the hardware Heritage Audio 1073 emulation and the distressor. Like, massive difference. That analog just pushes the vocal out a lot more. It's just like it gives you so much more out of the vocal, and I love it so much more. Analog hard gear, hard to beat, if not impossible to beat. Plugins are great. Plugins get you like 80% of the way there. Like, take some of the best engineers. If you gave them only plugins, and then you gave like somebody like me or like a rookie engineer, compare, like, I'm not a rookie engineer, but somebody who doesn't have like the skill level of some of the top name engineers, my analog hardware sound will sound pretty close to them if they were only using plugins. And it's because plugins have gotten so good that that's just where we're at right now. Like, plugins are phenomenal, and you got to pay attention to that.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it.
All right, now I'm going to add the pull tech.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas, IH hitting licks.
I guess I forgot to explain what I did with the LA2A. So, looks like I lifted it to 30 on the gain. I would think of this as a percentage because it goes to 100. So, I'm lifting it 30% on the gain, and I'm reducing it by like 35%. And then again, I have this on compression and not limit. So you can move this from compression to limit. I have it on compression because that's what I want to do, is compress and not limit. Looks like on the pull tech, I have a boost at 60, just 2. So let's just multiply this by 10 because that goes to 10, 20%. And then attenuation is just off. I'm not reducing anything. I want to boost. And then the bandwidth, I've got in like this. Let's again multiply it by 10, so like a 55% range. And then looks like I did no attenuation or boost for the high frequencies. And yeah, so no attenuation. This is the attenuation for the pull tech. Attenuation again means like reduction. So attenuation, think of reduction. Like, how much do I want to reduce this by? It's the exact opposite of boost. I don't know if A10, they match that up with the amount of letters in boost, but it's literally the opposite of boosting.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car.
And I'll toggle this on and off.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas, IH hitting licks. They might hit your grandma crib for dough to get it quick. We was out here grinding.
Again, very subtle, but I like what it's doing. All right, last one is the de-esser. And I love this de-esser. I haven't really used any other de-esser extensively. I've used other ones, but not extensively. This one has just always done its job, so I stick with it.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it.
And again, right here is telling you where the de-esser is starting, where it's beginning. It looks like it's 4.245 kilohertz and ends at 14 kilohertz. I've got the look ahead on. You can turn that on and off. And then the range is 6 dB. So basically it's saying what's like the range of how you want to do your gain reduction. It even has the help. And that's what I love about FabFilter. They have like these help. It says the range knob simply scales the detected gain reduction so that it stays within a desired range with a maximum of 24 dB. So it's just the range of what you want it to stay in. And then the threshold, I'm not going to read that whole thing for the help, but it's basically saying, like, when do you want this to really be applying that gain reduction? Like, how much are we doing this?
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas, IH hitting licks. They might hit your grandma crib for dough to get it quick. We was out here grinding from the moon to see the sun. Stevie Wonder breasts they hit so you don't see the funds. That's a humble hustle, I don't flex my muscle so. From all this work we did to wake up just to get some more. I don't like the flexing, that shit overrated. And I don't like your bitch cause that hoe overrated.
Again, this vocal sounds phenomenal to me. I love it. You can hear some reflection. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I can hear it in these headphones for sure. But there were reflections in the room. It wasn't the greatest room to record in, but we did a good job of insulation and stuff like that for it to sound pretty decent. But yeah, I think it's a great sounding vocal, especially when you add the music into it. So I'm just going to unmute the beat and just have these two soloed.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood.
I got to bring this back in.
Blanco, he said, let's go out and get it. He just slammed his car door and said, my nigga, I'm with it. We from the same hood with niggas, IH hitting licks. They might hit your grandma crib for dough to get it quick. We was out here grinding from the moon to see the sun. Stevie Wonder breasts they hit so you don't see the funds.
And again, I didn't really, the reverb is actually muted on here, and that probably wasn't on purpose. It shouldn't be. But, yeah, that happened. But, so it's pretty low, though, this reverb and that delay. And then, what do we have? I guess we can get into the chorus right here.
You ain't really ballin' like that, shot callin' like me, I'ma call you right back, Forever I'ma take my shots, you just watch the shot clock, you ain't poppin' like that, You ain't really ballin' like that.
Oh, let me, I forgot I had that soloed.
You ain't really ballin' like that, shot callin' like me, I'ma call you right back, Forever I'ma take my shots, you just watch the shot clock, you ain't poppin' like that, You ain't really ballin' like that, shot callin' like me, I'ma call you right back, Forever I'ma take my shots, you just watch the shot clock, you ain't poppin' like that,
Alright, so as you can hear, and as you can see how I labeled, I have the matte main. So that was the main vocal all the way through. And then matte high, I basically just wanted to have like a higher pitch labeled that way.
You ain't really ballin' like that, shot callin' like me, I'ma call you right back, Forever I'ma take my shots, you just watch the shot clock, you ain't poppin' like that,
And then for this one, it's pretty much, as you can see, this is labeled as Matt Lucas, so I had like a preset. I might have did a little bit more of a cut, or that might be his regular EQ that I do for his vocal, but simple as that. Just pick the right compression, all that good stuff. And then for Matt Low, nothing on there. Matt Low 2, nothing on there. I probably, again, from the transition, it probably should have been like some compression, some EQ, de-essing, stuff like that, but it's just probably not on there because of the difference in the session that I had. Look here for the harmony, looks like I have just a high pass right here. And again, high pass means like I'm letting the high frequencies pass through. Like they're the only ones that are going to shine through. They're the only ones that you're going to hear. Low pass means the low frequencies get to pass through. So if you ever seen low pass, high pass, that's whatever says pass means that it's what you hear. So low pass, the low frequencies pass through. High pass, high frequencies pass through. So the harmonies looks like I just put in EQ on each of those and probably just did just did high pass on pretty much all of them, if not all of them. Yeah. And I think I just did it in different spots as well. And I'll solo those so you can hear just those.
What's a shot clock? You ain't popping.
Get rid of that. Yeah, I thought that sounded so fantastic when we were recording that. It just sounded really good. I couldn't wait to really hear how that was going to sound when I was done mixing it, but it sounded awesome.
You ain't really ballin' like that. Shot callin' like me. I'ma call you right back. Forever I'ma take my shots. You just watch the shot clock. You ain't poppin' like that. All I really wanna.
All right, now we're going to get into Diari's vocal. So as you can see, the main delay and reverb are all the way down. Diari doesn't really like having that, so that's why those are all the way down. Again, as an engineer, your job is to, number one, I would say number one, your job is to make the song sound good. That's your first priority, is make the song sound pleasing to the ear. Your second priority is to give the artist what they want. And I say it in that order because I do think that what the artist wants is the most important thing. Because you could do a good job on something, but the artist doesn't want it, then they're probably never going to hire you again because you didn't do what they asked you to do. They paid you money and you didn't do it. So why would they come back to you? But the reason why I still put make the song sound good first is because in your head, you should always have that objective first and then do your number two, which is check with the artist. So if I said your main priority is to make sure the artist wants what they have, then that's what you're going to be doing at first, which is not right because they're coming to you because you're supposed to be the expert. Like you're supposed to be the one to figure out the song. So you can't be like, does this sound good? Does this sound good? What do you want on here? Like, how do you want this? Like you can't be looking over your shoulder the whole time, asking them what they want because that's what they're paying you for, is to figure that out for them. But that 1A, 1B of make sure the artist gets what they want. Again, they won't hire you again if they don't like working with you. If you're not doing what they're asking you, then they're not going to hire you again. So make sure that you check with them, like make the song sound good, check with the artist, make sure that it's right because you want to do what they like. Diari doesn't like delays and reverbs. I don't put it on there. Simple as that. Doesn't matter if I like it. It's what the artist wants because they need them to sound good. They want to work with you again.
You ain't really.
Skip over to Diari.
Go and stack my C-notes, cause bitch I am a jackpot like I'm up in a casino. I might just fuck around and get in no school El Camino. Steady hollering, come to DMG, I treat it like my grito. I'm a G, don't ever leave no evidence.
And as you can see, like, I don't have the exact same like template or whatever for Diari as I had for Matt Lucas. They have different voices, so you have to use different setups. This looks like we did a -2 dB cut at 635 hertz and then a -2.13 dB cut at 1969. Looks like we rounded off around this 87 hertz. And bada bing, bada boom. That's how this vocal is. You can see the compression here and a de-esser. Again, there's no pull tech. Again, I don't know why I just didn't. And again, it could be the transition of the session, but it is what it is.
Go and stack my C-notes, cause bitch I am a jackpot like I'm up in a casino. I might just fuck around and get in no school El Camino. Steady hollering, come to DMG, I treat it like my grito. I'm a G, don't ever leave no evidence. I'm trying to have the coldest cases, hardest in the game, and now that ain't no overstatement.
You can hear some of his ad libs, but so yeah, this vocal again sounds clean. You can see the de-essing, the compression.
Go and stack my C-notes, cause bitch I am a jackpot like
Same old, same old. Nothing too crazy. Just get the job done. There's some people who put 1,000 plugins on vocals. If you think that sounds good, then that's on you. If you need to put a bunch of plugins on a vocal, by all means, do it. Like, do what sounds good to you. But for this, and most of my sessions have EQ. It's going to be a Fab Filter Q4 EQ now. I'm going to do some compression with an LA2A gray. I'm going to have probably a pull tech behind that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And then I'm going to have some de-essing. And then I'm done. That's it. Like, you know, obviously I'm using the reverb and delay or whatever, but like, I don't use too much stuff. I know Ryan, when he mixes, he uses like the Slate Digital emulations. He does the mic emulations, and he does some gating. You know, you might use a gate, and that's to open and close a gate so that volume comes in and volume gets taken out. There's a many of different things you can use. You might want to use some saturation. You might want to put some saturation on your vocals. There's so many different ways that you can do a vocal, but again, at the end of the day, it's on you for how that song comes out as the engineer. And it's up to you as the artist to communicate. Like, pick up some of these things that I'm saying and use that in your next session to be able to communicate with your engineer. You want them to know exactly what you're trying to communicate with them. Like, you need to be able to speak the lingo so that they can do a good job. Like, the better job and the more knowledge you have as an artist, the better job your engineer can do, because they're going to know what to do.
all I really wanna do is go and stack my C-notes. Cause bitch, I am a jackpot like I'm up in a casino. I might just fuck around and get in no school El Camino. Steady hollering, come to DMG, I treat it like my grito. I'm a G, don't ever leave no evidence. I'm trying to have the coldest cases. Hardest in the game, and now that ain't no overstatement. If you fuck around, your blood will stick you to the pavement.
This is DRE's in and outs. This is the EQ for that.
All I really wanna do is go and stack my C-notes. Cause bitch, I am a jackpot like I'm up in a casino. I might just fuck around and get in no school El Camino. Steady hollering, come to DMG, I treat it like my grito. I'm a G, don't ever leave no evidence. I'm trying to have the coldest cases. Hardest in the game, and now that ain't no overstatement. If you fuck around, your blood will stick you to the pavement. Cause I ain't never been the one who ever had no patience. They said he testing me, I don't wanna give him my recipe. I'm in the mezzanine, serving the fiends off amphetamines. Ain't got no enemies, all of them folks are just dead to me. Bricks in the Tahoe, so we ride slow. Case the pigs wanna come get the check and me. But on the side note, I'm a god though, cause ain't nobody ever besting me. Why you thinking that you got the way like me? Said I don't know. I've been calling all these shots since I was maybe 3 or 4. If you talk about me, I'ma have to call it an attack. Don't you ever hit my line, cause I won't call you right back. Right back, right back.
You ain't really ballin' like that, Shaq.
All right, so this part I really loved.
Ain't nobody ever besting me. Why you thinking that you got the way like me? Said.
So again, he had, like I was showing you earlier with Matt, having a high vocal. DR had one too. I think it probably sounds good. Let's hear.
Why you thinking that you got the way like me? Said I don't know.
Yeah, it's so funny to listen to stuff like that because it sounds so subtle in the vocal, like in the whole song. But when you listen to it by itself, it sounds so funny because like he doesn't talk like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just for a song.
Thinking that you got the way like me, said I don't know. I've been calling all these shots since I was maybe 3 or 4. If you talk about me, I'ma have to call it an attack. Don't you ever hit my line, cause I won't call you right back.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then here's another one.
Thinking that you got the way like me, said I don't know. I've been calling all these shots since I was maybe 3 or 4. If you talk about me, I'ma have to call it an attack. Don't you ever hit my line, cause I won't call you right back.
and then all that together.
Thinking that you got the way like me, said I don't know. I've been calling all these shots since I was maybe 3 or 4. If you talk about me, I'ma have to call it an attack. Don't you ever hit my line, cause I won't call you right back. Right back.
You ain't really ballin' like.
So I wasn't very skilled in delays and stuff like that. And so this is just me being honest. So as you can see in this session, what I did was I'm hoping I used the grid for this. I don't know what I did. And I hadn't been using Luna for like forever, but basically, as you can see, I just took his in part and like created my own delay. I dropped it -10, -14, and then -20 to give this like delay effect instead of actually like automating an actual delay or like creating the delay to sound the way it should. So again, make do with what you got and be honest about like, where you're at in your knowledge of how to mix. So I didn't know exactly how to make this sound the way I wanted it to. So I just made do. Like I just figured it out on how I knew I wanted it to sound like this, but I didn't know how to make it do that. So I just figured it out. I just created it myself. If you think this is the fastest way and you're just trying to like hurry up and get that done, then do that. But if you want to do it the right way, then I probably should have created another track, like created a track under here that had just that part and then just created a delay specifically. Like I could have turned that delay down everywhere else and just up on that part or just have it up because it would only be on that track. And then just basically have it to where on those few words, it would go, call you right back, and then have the feedback at a certain point to where it would do that specifically. So again, be honest at where you're at in your skill and your knowledge. I think that's another thing that it's just weird energy that people have in the studio is like, they don't want to seem stupid or they don't want to seem dumb. Like if somebody asks them or tells them to do something, they're like, well, yeah, I know I could do that or whatever. It's like, if you don't know how to do something, then you don't know how to do something. It's fine. Like nobody knows how to do everything. I remember it was probably like a year ago or 2 years ago. Ryan came over my house and I was showing him something in Luna and he was like, how did you do that? I was like, what? And then I did something in the session and he was like, I didn't know you could do that. And like, you can do the same thing in Pro Tools. Whatever it was I did in Luna, you could do the same thing in Pro Tools. And just like, again, Ryan knows so much stuff in Pro Tools that it's crazy for me to teach him something that he didn't know that you could do. And it's all about just different things because he could teach me so many other things that he probably just assumes that I know, but I don't. There's just a lot of things in these DAWs, these DAWs, that some people just don't know what it is and never be ashamed to not know something. I think that's just an ego problem that a lot of people have where they just want to seem like they know everything. You don't. No matter who you are, you don't know everything. So just be open-minded to learning. Like learn constantly.
Call you right back.
You ain't really ballin' like that, shot callin' like me.
This was a cool part. I wanted to drop the beat and then just have that delay going by itself and then just go ahead and bring Matt's part back in.
Call you right back.
You ain't really ballin' like that, shot callin' like me. I'ma call you right back. Forever I'ma take my shots. You just watch the shot clock. You ain't poppin' like that. You ain't really ballin' like that, shot callin' like me. I'ma call you right back. Forever I'ma take my shots. You just watch the shot clock. You ain't poppin' like that.
and then we just faded it out at the end. I like to do my fades starting from like a good feel point. Like there's no specific part that I'm just like, all right, you have to fade like right here. Like you just have to feel out that fade for the end. And so this is just how I felt like the track should end. Like I felt like it was a good length for a fade out. All right, so yeah, that's the whole song for Call You Right Back. As you can see from start to finish, I didn't really go over the in and outs and ad libs because it really wasn't much to it. I mean, I can just show you. I did like a little curve there. It was basically like that telephone effect. And then for Diari's part, same thing. Just kind of like that telephone effect right there. I think I didn't have the preset when I was working at the studio. Yeah, I didn't have the preset, so I had to like make that up. Like I just had to, off the top of the head, remember or just know how to make that telephone effect work. So I just did that. Pretty much the same compression. Looks like it's like around 25 and 35. And then I just, picked my delay and reverb. I guess I never really showed the delay. Echo Boy, classic tape slap, 15 IPS. That's the echo time, 162 milliseconds. The in, the feedback. I don't really remember like why I chose these things, so that's probably really why I'm not really going over it like that. But here's the settings for the reverb. Again, this is for the ad libs. They're different for the mains. Main delay. It's on Memory Man. Echo time. Mix. Feedback. So you can pause the video here and look at that. And then reverb. Vintage verb here. I love vintage verb. It's fantastic. So yeah, that is the mix of Call You Right Back. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know and put them in the comments section of this video. And also check out some of the other mixes that I've done. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We want to defeat the algorithm. We have been at war with the algorithm for some time now, and so we want to continue to go to war, win these battles, one battle at a time, and be able to put some good content out. There's a lot of fluff out there, guys, but I have a lot of transparent, good content, in my opinion. You might think it's crap, but it is what it is. So again, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the like button, the dislike button twice. Yeah. Continue to send me comments. I know a lot of people, they'll comment on the main video or the shorts that I end up coming out with. Please send those comments in, send your questions in, and I'll try to get to them. Again, there are no dumb questions because everybody is at a different level as far as their skill level. So don't be afraid to ask a question. People on YouTube can be mean, but it is what it is. We will conquer them together, guys. All right. That's it for this one. See you next time. Peace.